Hey y'all, Natalie here today for Paper House Productions, and I'm going to do an outdoorsy layout. And our theme this week was to be inspired by a quote. So I'm using a quote from this book by Atticus, the book of poetry, and the book is called Love Her Wild. So I pulled out some of my favorite papers from the Great Outdoors collection and also one from the Southwest Adventure collection. I'm just kind of setting up how I plan for my page to go. I'm going to use that green side with the paper there. I'm going to kind of tear it in a V so that it comes down in a V from the top of the page. And then I'm going to do the same with the wood grain paper. And these are both from the Great Outdoors collection. And so I kind of set the first page on top and used it as like a guide to tear the second page. And then I'm going to rough up the edges and ink them up and then adhere them down to the page to get their gesso. I probably made it more difficult than it should be, but this is the way I did it. And it worked fine. So I'm going to do some green mixed media on top. So I use white gesso this time because I do want to kind of mute out the pattern on the paper. And then that background paper is like a light gray. So it'll show up all the way on all of the papers that I am applying it to. And I'm just kind of doing it down the middle of the page and then where I'm going to have the two photos. And there was no rhyme or reason to this. I dug into my watercolor palette. I mixed greens to match the paper at the top. The other paper that I plan to use is die cut paper to match the stickers I'm using. I just kind of think I'm in my green phase, I said, my green period. And I'm creating green pages all the time. So, I don't think I cut any of this out, but really it's just using the water brush and applying a lot of green paint all over the gesso section. And basically what I did was I followed the lines of the gesso. So that was kind of my guide, like coloring in the lines kind of thing. Also, just FYI, on Amazon Prime Day, I got a new lamp, so no more dark videos. Sorry about this, but they will be improving. And so, I feel like that's a pretty good rule. If you apply your gesso, and gesso is pretty easy to control in the pattern that you apply it, it's pretty easy to use it as a guide to apply your next layer, kind of like coloring in the lines. So if you wanted to achieve this look as well. And you know, it doesn't look very professional while I'm doing it, but I'm having fun. It's super fun. I really enjoy it. At some point I'd throw in some powdered watercolors on there as well. And then bust out the paper towels because I got a little too much juice going. I think I even used my heat tool as well. And splatters. And there's the final product, and you can see with the splatters. And so you can see where I was going with the color outside of the main strip. I just wanted it around the photos as well. So I took the green paper from Southwest Adventure and I cut out a ton of these foliage dies. And then I also used this brown glitter paper that I had that really perfectly matched that wood grain paper from the Great Outdoors collection. And there I've typed up my quote, the poem, except for I pulled out a couple of the words. I pulled out the word luck and I pulled out the word beautiful. And I'm going to do those in a different type and a different font to kind of stick out more. So I cut up the quote, and there I found this thicker that says lucky. So I'm going to alter it and just use it for the word luck in the poem. So I'm gessoing it, and I left this in here. It's a mistake. So I gessoed it, and I just assumed that glitter would stick to gesso. Water was still wet. It didn't, just FYI. So you can see here, I attempt that, and then it does not work. So then I have to go back in with glue, and that does work. Tried and true, right? And I hear my son waking up, so please ignore any interruption that may be about to happen. And I added glitter in the same brown. That is the brown glitter that I used to cut out the foliage dies, and it matches the wood grain paper. So there I have my foliage, and I'm going to start using it to accentuate around my photos. And there's no rhyme or reason to that. You just tuck it in around the photos. I'm putting in the green foliage and the glitter, and then I'm also adhering down here the poem. And oh, that's the word beautiful, and I just die cut those out of some Concord and 9th alpha dies that I have in the glitter. So, you know, the glitter paper matches the wood grain, so I have that 3 times. I have that in the foliage, I have it in the title of the word for the word luck, and I have it in the title for the word beautiful. So the rule of thirds. Oh, and there I added a geotag at the time. So now it's time to start embellishing. So I pull out these paper flake stickers from the Great Outdoors collection, and they're the cutest. And there are these metallic green ones in there. So, oh, they're so cute. So I stuck those. I stuck a stag and a bear around. So I'm just filling in gaps, filling in holes with the puffy stickers from the Great Outdoors collection. Of course, I have to use that adorable little Jeep down there. That was really the source of inspiration for the page because it's green. So that's where I got another green theme for my page, because I knew I had to use that Jeep sticker on this page about my husband and his Jeep. So filling in little spots with these puffy stickers, and we're about there. There's the final product. So I really hope you guys were inspired by this. I got that rustic sparkle going on. So pop over to Paper House Productions, and I've dropped my code in the box below for 20% off. Thanks, y'all.